get back into talking about the budget. Representative Ching, what's going on with the budget? Is there anything that you would like the viewers to pay attention to right now?
Well, I think I want to reiterate that I think it's important what Representative Ward had to say, that when we're looking at how are we going to make ends meet, essentially that's what it is. It's unlike some sort of it's a check that we're going to write, you know, some sort of a blank check. It's really, I think, similar to a family. You want to make sure everyone is taken care of, but when the family income decreases, it means taking a look around and making sure that we don't give everything to maybe just one family member, and other family members then, you know, are hurt by that. And so going back to what Representative Ward was talking about, I've always called it passing the hat. And I think, you know, what I mean by that is that everyone chips in. And for myself, there's a number of our union people in my district that I know are doing a great job, and I think that you know, unions have their place to make sure that everyone's safe and nobody is abused. But at the same time, we do have to remember that we're a family. The state is really a family. And you have the human services aspect, you have the economy that keeps us the revenues, you have education to take care of because you have to take care of our kids in the future. And there's a lot to balance. And so the best course of action, I really think, for our budget is to make sure that we ask our working people and those and as ourselves, we're willing to pass a hat as well, to just everyone sacrifice in order to make sure that the ship stays afloat. Because I really think raising taxes will make a puka in that ship, and you'll just see it sink faster.
Now, speaking of Ohana, speaking of family and everybody that works at this state to be our family, let's get into that pressing issue and discuss a little bit more about it. So now what we're really talking about is we're talking about a huge budget deficit that we're looking at right now. And all we're asking is for a little help from people to get on board and make some budget cuts. Now, when we're talking about the labor unions, I heard that they're not pressing at all. They are not budging. They don't want to be taking cuts. And as you legislators have even done so yourself, as an act of good faith, you have chosen to go with the way of being an advocate for turning down your pay raises, which is very commendable. So what can we do about the unions, and is this really their stance? What do we do?
I don't think it's the stance of the working people. I think they're not getting all the information of the crisis that we're in right now. I think if you will ask any union member, you know, do you want to see 2,000 of your friends laid off?
Get cut?
And they would
3,
say,
000.
oh, 3,000. Yeah. Excuse me. See, it's
rather
even
than
worse
take
than
a percentage cut. They just get cut.
They would look at their friend that would lose their job to the left or the right and say, you know, I want you to stay, and I know you got kids, you have a family. And it's going to be all the younger workers that just started that's going to lose their jobs first, and those are the ones who have little cakey, you know, at very young ages, and so they have some higher expenses. And I'm just really hoping that a lot of the leaders that are especially close to the different labor unions to really educate them about what's going on.
One of the sad things is that, and I knew as we were getting near to the end of the session, I was going to, or the interview here, I was going to ask for a moment of silence for the super ferry. Because when you talk about people losing their job, you know, we just lost 220 employees with the super ferry. But all of the small business, the small farmers, of which we give so much lip service, we got to help our farmers. We got to promote ag. It's in the Constitution, and then, in what I believe is a misguided opinion, the state Supreme Court basically sunk the super ferry and all the potential that it had to keep jobs afloat, to keep the farmers getting their produce, and the plumbers driving in their trucks and going off to another island to help somebody do their job, or an electrician. It's very, very unfortunate. But the reality is, as you talk about our budget, we have 1.8, almost $2 billion of shortfall to make up. So we, as an Ohana, all have to pitch in. All of us have got to pitch in. And the ones who are pitching in the most are the ones who have lost their job. We're now at a 30-year high in unemployment. We're at, what, 7.8 point something in the scale of heretofore. We were the lowest in the country. We all got to do things smarter, quicker, cheaper, more innovative. We got to be creative. We can't do business as usual. You know, the analogy is we're all in the same canoe together. We got to be going and rowing in the same direction. Sometimes I'm not sure that that's the case, because there doesn't seem to be an empathy with businesses like the Super Ferry, businesses that unfortunately have to make a profit. No, fortunately, in order to survive, they got to make a profit. But still, in Hawaii, we are one of the most, and I'll use what Google described when they were laying cables from the mainland to Asia. They refused to wire Hawaii because of our toxic business environment.
I didn't know that.
That is something we have not gotten over yet, and when I hear that, it's sad, because we have all the potential to do a tremendous amount of things. We were just today at the robotics exhibition. We have got, with the governor's promotion and all the businesses that have come to the fore, the potential to diversify our economy into science, technology, engineering, math. The STEM people are just now on the precipice of getting it in our schools, getting it to where you can aspire to a high-tech job. You don't have to go off to the mainland. You know, BAE has 1,000 employees here now.
No.
The British Aerospace Enterprise. I mean, it's phenomenal. But it's where, if we are unfriendly, if you're a company that does this high-tech, are you going to bring your employees here? You're going to stay away. Fortunately, we've got the missile range in Kauai, and when the North Koreans shoot it over, they may be the ones who make history, but it'll be our own local people working for that range. And we got the Pearl Harbor shipyard. Two potential areas for development.